New year, a new you, right? Well, a lot of people attempt to change up their ways, including not drinking for at least a month. But is a month enough time to truly kick the habit if you want it to? Branden Smith is with us from the Zepf Center. Dry January, how long has this even been around?
So it started, it looks like around 2016 in the UK, where they started sharing it as like a social thing to encourage people to make healthier behavior. And they actually have done some studies on it, right, in the UK, and they showed that for people that are moderate drinkers, so I think in the US it's 5 drinks for a male and 4 for a female is like the recommended amount. Per, I think it's within a few hours. I'd have to go look. But they said for people who are around that or maybe towing the line a little more than that, that they doing Dry January help them reduce their alcohol consumption, make healthier habits 6 months post. And so that's kind of where it started, and it seems like it's starting to take off here in the US too.
I've seen some posts from people that have done it, and they continue it sometimes because they couldn't believe how easy it was to lose weight and how better they feel, as opposed to if you over consume when you go to bed and you wake up feeling like crap.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefits to drinking responsibly or reducing our drinking, right? Like you shared, it helps you with weight loss. It helps you with recovery from illness, right? Whether it's recovery from working out too or recovery from illness, your body's not also recovering from too much drinking the night before. Talk about having more money in the new year,
sure,
right? Depending on where you're getting your alcohol. Also with concentration and things like that, right? If you drink too much, you got to get up, you got to work, you're a little drowsy, so your productivity might do better. So there can be a lot of benefits to cutting down or taking a break.
Well, you know, I think if we all take a look at ourselves, and like it wouldn't hurt you to start with a day or two, and then maybe try to go a full week. You know, if you're not addicted to alcohol, you should be able to do something like that. It's more of maybe a mental addiction, but try it for a week, try 2 weeks, then next thing you know, you're going a full month, and maybe you won't even consume at all. Yeah, and it's the control that we have, right? It's when we start to not have control of our actions, it's a concern. What did you see coming out of COVID? I think I'm speaking for all of us here. A lot of people went off the deep end when that 2-year lockdown. I mean, statistically, alcohol went up, sales went up by like 3% during COVID, which is like the most they've jumped in like 50 years. So, you know, it was a traumatic event for the nation. Sure. Right? COVID was a traumatic event. You saw spikes in alcohol use during 9/11, during Hurricane Katrina, right? As a response to trauma. And then there was things that just made it easier to drink, right? You could order a margarita to your house delivered and different things like that. And so I think with creating healthier habits, it is about those small changes, like you said, starting off, you know, a day, a week. One of my favorite quotes is from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits. He says, "We don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." It's about small changes day in and day out. So for people that aren't going to have withdrawal symptoms when they quit drinking because they have a more severe disorder, we're talking about learning to make small changes that compound and make bigger effects on our life, like we've been talking about. When do you know you should try Dry January? Maybe maybe that's something would be good for you. What is too much alcohol on a typical basis to where you think you need to adjust some of your habits? I think most people listening would probably be able to say, if you've woken up that next day, or you've looked at your bank account, or you've done things and you've been like, I don't know, might have done too much. Just internally, but also most of the time when you're starting to drink more, someone in your life is gonna have said something to you or been a little concerned, or maybe some responsibility has slipped. Maybe you called off sick for work, or maybe you went in late. Those signs that you're not managing it, right? It's starting to impact your life. We got about 30 seconds left, but talk real quick if you could. Zepf Center, the services they provide to help people that may feel it's time to have some intervention. Of course, Zepf has a variety of services. If you're on the end where you decide to try Dry January and you start having withdrawal symptoms or something more severe, we have inpatient detox, we have 24/7 programming. If you're on a different perspective there and you're just cutting back and realizing you're having a difficult time, we have adult therapy, we have a plethora of things. Our number is 419-841-7701, right there on the screen. You can give us a call. Okay, and they have a lot of services otherwise, also gambling,
All
drug
sort.
addictions, yeah.
Gambling, youth services, psychiatry, a lot of things.
Doing great things to the community. Branden,
Yes.
thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Dan.